Hello everyone, how are you? It's Kei. Thank you for joining on this another live stream today. So this is the 25th of June 2022 and this is on Saturday. So I wish you having a great Saturday, great weekend everyone. And thank you for joining and supporting my YouTube channel as always. So since markets are closed today, I usually talk about some psychology, mindset topics today. And today I would like to talk about the mistake in trading especially. So my first question is, what was your biggest mistake you ever had in your trades? What was your biggest mistake you had in your trading career is my first question to ask. So if you happen to be in a PC or mobile and open to answer the question, please do, and I will check the comments later. But before jumping into the main discussions, let me switch the screen. And as a quick disclaimer, as always, this YouTube channel content is basically based on my own experience and knowledge. So when you take trades, please do at your own risk management. And also, since this is live, if you can please follow the rules and guidelines, that would be great. Because after all, we're all here to learn. Okay? And also, in terms of the social media, recently there are so many spams using my name and creating some fake accounts of mine and spamming others, so please be careful. I don't do Telegram, I don't do Instagram, I don't do Facebook, and I never sent direct messages to anyone through the social media, so please be careful. Okay, so again, thanks for joining everybody, great to see you, as always. Alright, Nadim, thanks for joining, and Ozart, good to see you. And Powell, good to see you too. Thank you for joining. And TSM, good to see you too from Germany. Good to see you here. And David Johnston, sorry, good to see you. And Adrian, thank you for joining as well. And Oscar, good to see you too. Slimon, thank you for joining as well. And Gabby, good to see you too. Thank you for joining. And Mahardika, also good to see you. And Holman, thank you for joining as well. And Buta, good to see you. Kareem, Michelle Mai, good to see you too. Thank you for joining. Okay, alright. Gregory also, good to see you. He says, not being patient enough for the play to come to me. Okay. So here it comes. Here it comes. Alright, Kevin, also good to see you. Thank you for joining. Alright. So, what was your biggest mistake you ever had in your trading career is my question. I have mine actually, I have mine. I lost so much money in trade on gold because I didn't put the stop loss, simply. That was my biggest mistake ever. That was an expensive lesson too. I didn't put the stop loss, so when I woke up in the morning next day, I had a huge loss, like 10,000, and it blew my account. And that was a nightmare actually. I couldn't trade for the next week, 1 week or so. I didn't feel like trading at all after the big loss. And that was because I didn't put the stop loss. And ever since, I make sure to put the stop loss every time I enter trades. And that was my biggest lesson. So what was your lesson? If you can type it in the chat in YouTube, that would be great. Alright, Ali, Pascal, thank you for joining. And Lisa, also good to see you. Thank you for joining. Alright, Sulaiman. Okay, Sulaiman says, my biggest was adding to losing position until losses become too much while trading with no stop loss. Yeah, so basically it's like the same as mine. Yeah, we better have the stop loss. Stop losses are like the seat belts So in case anything happens in the market, the worst case scenario is by hitting a stop loss and exit with some drawdowns. But you will never blow account with a stop loss. Yeah. Okay. All right, Dinesh, good to see you. And John on, Ali. Eliza, good to see you. Gregory, also good to see you too. Okay. Taufik, thank you for joining. Movie Hero, good to see you. Natsu, also good to see you. Thank you for joining. And Christine, also good to see you. Mario and TikTok, thank you for joining. Richard, I am. Thank you for joining too. All right. Dinesh, good to see you from UK. All right. Okay, now David Johnson, he says, my biggest mistake was not having a stop loss. Now I'm trapped in a trade. Yes. So looks like lots of traders learn from not having stop loss. Yeah. Just like myself. Yeah, well, it's kind of shame for me was that I didn't know about the stop loss back then when I lost that big money. Yeah, I didn't learn the stop loss because my focus was which indicator to trade, which market to trade, and where to buy and where to exit. And I wasn't really thinking about the stop loss, the risk management. And so when I first learned about the stop loss, I thought, oh, this is a good system so that I don't lose that big. That was my big aha moment when I found the stop loss the first time. Yeah. All right, Win, good to see you. Maud also, thank you for joining. Good to see you too. All right, Adrian says, my biggest mistake was to trade without stop loss. Okay, another stop loss. Okay, looks like we learned a lot by stop losses in this chat. This is interesting. Yeah, you know, stop loss is very important. It's like the seatbelt on the highway. When you drive on the highway, you make sure to put the seatbelt, right? When you drive on the street, also you put the seatbelt. So, you know, nowadays, if you don't put the seatbelt, you get the alarm in the car, and you can't really, you know, move. So, yeah, stop loss is like the seatbelt, and it's that important. Okay, Mario says, losing my biggest trade in gold. Okay, so same as mine, same as mine. But looks like we have so many things in common. Like no stop loss was a big lesson, and big lesson in huge loss in gold. So that's also, I think, something in common. Richard says, biggest mistake was trading on the fundamental news. Okay, yeah, that's also true. That's also true. I never traded by the news, but yeah, if I traded by the news, it spikes sometimes, it goes up and down very fast, and sometimes you can lose 100 pips so easy due to like FOMC or rate decisions or any sorts of these big impact news. So I never trade on the news. I never do. Simply, I will come back after the news. If I can't set the break even before the news, is my rule. Yeah, when I first started to trace, I didn't really know how these news affect the markets. And I thought it's complicated. Because every day, basically every day, there are so many news about so many things in the world that's happening. And I didn't know really which news to look at, which news to focus in Forex trades. But it's very simple, actually. You can actually come to this web page over here. Oh, so hold on, let me cancel my screen. Yeah, you can just, this is my favorite website for the news. This is fxstreet.com. You can Google fxstreet.com, click on the economic calendar, and you get the news website like this. And every day, you only focus on these red ones. only focus on these red high impact news, and you can just ignore the rest of the news. However, just in case I show these orange and yellow, because sometimes orange or yellow impacts the market. But if you hide the orange and yellow, and if you only have the reds, like you can filter. I used to do this, like I used to filter the news by going to the filter, and I disable medium and low and none, and I'll only check the high impact and click apply filter, and so that I can only have the high impact news. It's okay because basically these are high impact news potential in the markets, but sometimes out of nowhere the market spikes, and sometimes it's due to the yellow or orange low or mid impact news. So that's why I put all these impact news from low to high, and I check charts. But when it comes to staying away, I stay away from these red ones. I don't stay away from the orange because these are usually low impact. Orange or yellow. Yeah, but I never trade by the news. I never decide to buy or sell by the news is what I mean. Yeah. So that's a big lesson also. Yeah, make sure to not to trade by the news. Yeah, hello sir, thank you for joining. Okay, Denzang says mine is sometimes putting the stop loss away. Sorry, stop way to close the entry price. I'm not giving the trade a chance to work out. Yeah. You better not to close too early on your entries. Yeah, never do. Yeah. Exit timing, exit strategy, and entry strategy and exit strategy should be like twins. Yeah, whenever you think about the entries, always think about the exit timings also. Okay, Lisa says, good risk management is very important. Yeah, it is very important. I think that's the most important part in trading, because risk management is connected to the psychology. You know, some people say psychology is more important than risk management or the strategy, entry, exits. And some people say risk management is more important than psychology or the trading strategy. But my opinion is the risk management is the most important because it's connected to the psychology. If you lose big, then you may get frustrated, you may want to revenge trade, and you may lose your mind. So you have to have a good risk management every time you trade. So that's very important because it's connected to the psychology. And then the strategy part, where to enter, exit, which pair to trade is the strategy part. And that's less important. Ultimately speaking, I think if you master the risk management, you can win in the long term, whatever strategies you use. You can use Ichimoku, you can use moving average, you can use price actions lines also. By itself, it works if you are the master of the risk management. Yeah. Hello, Bliss. Thank you for joining. And there are, just say you. Well, also, thank you for joining also. Okay, Chuck Davis says, my biggest was having hope that a bad trade will turn around. Okay, yeah. That's a very deep comment, I think. Hope. The word hope is very, very tricky in trading because we trade, or actually we study how to trade because we hope to make profits. We hope to leave company, quit the company, or you hope to live yourself, independently. I think that's a hope is where the hope is from. And then also, when you had the bad trades, you hope that the market turns your spread positive to be profitable, and that's also a hope. But yeah, the lesson is never trade by the hope. Never trade by the hope. That was a big discussion on the GTS today. Was that one of the members said that he was trading when based on my analysis on Sundays, and that he put the pending orders buy or sell pending orders whenever I say it goes up and down, and that's also a type of hope, right? It's not a copy trade, but it's like a hope that one possibly win a trade on every time you take trades. And if you have too much hope, you can't accept the losses, and that's also a big problem. Yeah, because the hope could be too much, too big. You can't accept the losses, especially if you lose consecutively. Maybe once, not only once, but twice, 3 times or more, then you may lose hope. And I think it's okay. It's better to lose hope so that you can trade logically and rationally every time. Never trade by the emotion, never trade by the hope, never make decisions by the hope, but always make decisions logically and rationally in trades. As a creator of the Ichimoku, Kinko Hyo says, we have to trade as if we have no positions. Because from the moment when you have positions, you get biased towards your direction. Yeah, if you don't have any positions, you see the market as rational, flat, and whichever it goes, you don't really care. But when you are having the buying position, for example, then you hope that the market goes up. You hope the market goes towards a direction. And when it doesn't, you get frustrated. And that's why we have to trade as if we have no positions, psychologically speaking. I think that's also very important. Yeah, okay. Gregory says, the lesson I learned was very simple. Let the play come to you, because undoubtedly, I will see the same play tomorrow. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, tomorrow will come is also a good psychology. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's nice. Hopium is addictive. Yeah, it is addictive, I think. Yeah, it becomes addictive when you are rushed to make profits, especially when you are frustrated on what you're doing right now. Besides trading, then that will be very addictive. And also, speaking of the marketing perspective, basically, marketing is all about hope, right? Selling hope in terms of services. And that's why I think lots of videos on YouTube in trading shows good results to sell hope as a marketing, so that it can capture people's attention and buy some stuff. So hope is a big drive emotionally, but you never decide, you never make decisions by hope. You can train on your day-to-day life, actually, day-to-day living. You can actually train how to decide without hope. Yeah, sometimes I do. Like I was actually at the a garden place the other day. I posted the video on my second channel. When I was going into the garden, I was hoping that I get this, good plant in my apartment. And I was in there and I had the hope. And if I purchase some trees or some greens by hope, then I might be getting too much, or I might be getting something that is not necessary in my apartment. But by giving away the hope, and I can decide which one to choose, which one to purchase logically. So I was going around the shop maybe 3 or 4 times, and then sit down at the cafe and just relax, and then start to see the trees again, and then purchase. This is really important. Never make decisions emotionally. When you make some decisions, not only trading but also in life. Yeah. Okay, Assad says, my mistake having big lots, okay? That's also part of the risk management and the leverage. I never use leverage above 25. So make sure you use low leverage so that you don't go with the big lots. Okay. Okay, how do you recover from your mentality from the big loss? You can stay away and completely forget about the trades is my advice. You have to detach your emotion from the charts, from the tradings. So you can take some couple of days or weeks off. Completely forget about the charts, about your trades, hang around with your friends with completely different topics, different purposes. Never talk about the trades. Never share what happens in the trades. Just completely forget and come back if you want. I think that's the best way to recover from your depression. Yeah, because markets are moving every day anyways, with or without you. They are moving every day, so you can come back whenever you can. Markets are open to anyone every day, but you may not be able to join the markets sometimes. Okay, Hoban says trading with other money. Okay, trading with others' money. Yeah, I never traded with others' money. So I think it's a big risk, especially when you lose. You may lose the trust with others too. Okay, Danish says, my biggest mistake was not realizing importance and significance of the stop loss and risk management. But much wiser now. Okay, always learn from mistakes. Yes, exactly. Yeah, so that leads to today's topic about never make the same mistakes again and again over time. Yeah, never make the same mistakes, right? So let's say your mistake was not having a stop loss. And then always put the stop loss on your trades is how you can improve your trades. One of the ways to improve your trades. And even if it's a small mistake, try not to repeat the same mistakes over and over again. Right? Always stop making the same mistake and keep improving your trades. This mindset is also very important. Sometimes we tend to forget these small things. Like not having stop loss is big, or going big lot is big thing. But sometimes there's small things we may tend to forget. Like let's say you may forget to check the resistance on the daily chart. or resistance on the weekly chart, you may forget, and you may jump into the trades in the 5-minute and take trades. That's also a type of a mistake. And when you find that mistake, when you find you made a mistake, you put it down. Maybe you can write it down on the post-it and post it on the monitor. Besides monitor, you post it. And every time you take trades, every time you screen, make sure to read these reminders. Never make the same mistakes over again. Yeah, 50% risk is too big. Yeah, it's too big. It's like gambling. It's like gamble, so never do that again. Never do. Okay, Mahardika says, my biggest mistake was believe that EA can make profits all the time. Okay, yeah, I failed also. I spent so much money on the EAs and signals, and none of them didn't work. So yeah, that was also your biggest mistake. So when you think the mistake was using the EA, and never use EA again. Never ever use EA again. Right? That's also your own rule. Yeah, simply speaking, when you eliminate the things that don't work for you, then you can raise the probability for winning in the long term. Because sometimes we stick to these low winning strategies like EA, robots, or some other strategies. I hope then we don't know what to do. We don't know what to do in terms of keep using the EA or not, keep sticking to one strategy or not. We don't know. So you better cut with the things that's not working for you, and only keep using that works for you, so that you don't repeat the same mistakes over and over again. Okay, Richard says, I also noticed that the trading in fundamental news, the market direction goes the opposite of the impact. Yeah, it happens, but it also goes towards the major direction too. So yeah, no prediction in that. Simply when the market goes towards the major direction, and you can follow it. Okay, Danish says, what's the website for the currency strength chart? Oh, you can actually come to my webpage. Over here, come to my webpage. Hold on. Yeah. Over here, and hover over free download and click the currency strength chart. Then you have the free PDF video and also the link here. It's a currency-strengths.com. It's a website. Okay. Yeah. So that's the strength chart. But yeah, I mean, unless you learn from mistakes, you will never get there. You never improve your trades. That's for sure. Yeah, let me check some other comments now. Leo says, my biggest mistake is wanting to immediately see how a trade turns out without respecting the timing of the market. Yeah, okay. Timing in terms of the news, in terms of the candle close, in terms of the breakout, waiting for the breakout, waiting for the candlestick close. Yeah, sometimes if you don't wait for the candle close, it reverses, right? You see that when the candlestick is forming, the market, you think the market goes up, market breaks the resistance and you buy, and then it goes down this way, right? And when the candlestick closes, it becomes a pin bar, and the market goes backwards furthermore after that. So that's also a type of mistake you can possibly make. So I say we have to wait for a candlestick close to make sure that the close becomes above the resistance or below the support, and follow that direction afterwards. Okay, Tun says, is a stop loss 25 to 35 pips still safe when news impact is orange? Yeah, it's still safe. Recently, it's better to take 25 to, I think, 40 or 45 is much safer. But yeah, if the news is orange, middle impact, that's still safe. Okay, Dan says, I learned from you not to overtrade. I mainly trade natural gas futures. I would not to take trades some days when I don't see the setup. And I saw the big increase in my long-term profit. Yeah, that's also true. Never overtrade is also the key to success. Yes, the markets are off in 24 hours. They're moving every day, except for weekends or holidays. The markets are actively moving every day. But it doesn't mean that you can trade every day. It doesn't mean that you have opportunities every day. Yeah, some days you have to stay away. Sometimes you can trade. It depends on what you see based on your own strategy. But yeah, obviously overtrade can kill so easily, very easily. Yeah. So less is more. Less is more in trading. That is actually my trading philosophy. Because I used to overtrade too. I was scalper when I first started the trades, and I was overtrading. I was trading like maybe 20 times per day, 30 times per day, and by the end of the month, I lose sometimes, and that was very much frustrating. I took so much effort in analysis, I took so much effort in studying, so much effort in trading, but in the end, I lose, and that was very much frustrated. Yeah, frustrating. So yeah, and then I reduced the number of trades, and then I started to be profitable gradually. So yeah, more is not more in trading. Sometimes less is more. Especially the month of May. If you can remember the month of May was a bit tricky. Every time the market breaks, it retraces, and after the news, the market goes opposite direction. So the month of May was like that, and that's why I only took few trades. Okay. Okay, Marco, I love Ichimoku, all right? Thank you for the comment. All right, James, good to see you. Thanks for joining over here. Daniel says, when I started out, my biggest mistake was not sticking to the strategy. I kept changing the strategies when a trade didn't work and just keep losing. Yeah, that's also my biggest mistake too. I keep changing the strategies over time. When I was newbie, when I first started to trade, started to practice trading, I Google search trading Forex and strategy. And you can find actually millions of strategies in the world. And I was spending so much time and money in research and purchasing these strategies or custom indicators. I spent so much time and money on this, but none of them did not really work. And that was because I kept changing my strategy one after another. Yeah, if I stick to one strategy, I may be winning in the long term, but I wasn't patient enough to test one strategy. Let's say buy one indicator that gives us good signals, so to speak, good signals on the internet. I was attracted to this big profit spreadsheet on the internet, and I purchased one indicator with $50, which was on MT4, and I started trades, and I started to lose. Sometimes I win, sometimes I lose, but let's say I have like 5 consecutive losses with that indicator signals. And then simply I delete and go on the internet and look for other indicators that looks profitable. And yeah, I think that was my first half a year I was doing this. That was also my biggest mistake too. So yeah, basically, like how to say, in the end, we have to have responsibility in ourselves in terms of trades. You can't rely on someone that gives you some profits, whether it's a strategy, whether it's an indicator, whether it's a EA robot, anything. You have to be the one who trades, who takes responsibility to trace. And whatever result it may be, you have to take it. Yeah. And that's something that you can only learn based on your own experience. So I say, when someone says, okay, this indicator is better over something else, or this setup is better over something else, never trust. Never trust unless you test it. He may test it and it may work for him, but it doesn't mean that it works for you. Maybe for you, something different may work, but we never know until we practice it, really. So I think the truth is really coming from yourself, not from others. Okay, KOM says, but my big mistake is forget Bitcoin wallet password. Okay, that's a big mistake. Yeah, you have to keep your password somewhere. I invested it 2012. Okay, never withdraw. Wow, that's a big mistake. Yeah, never forget the password. Clifford says, being influenced from people and other YouTubers. Yeah, okay, that's a big mistake. Yeah. Okay, we can learn. I mean, I hope I'm not giving too much influence on you, by the way. But, Clifford is actually, we talk. So I know you're not really influenced fully on what I say. But, yeah, sometimes I used to follow some YouTubers in Forex when I was a newbie also. And you can follow, you can be influenced, but never believe is, I think, important. Never believe unless You try and test it and see if it works. Yeah. Yeah, okay to learn, but never trust is the key. Okay, so let's see. Pavel says, how big would be your one position if you trade with 10,000 euro or of the whole capital? I understand the stop loss 3% of the capital. Yeah, so the lot size have to be calculated based on the stop loss. How many pips you take to stop loss. You have to calculate to make it 2% of your 10,000 euro account. Okay, yeah, Dinesh, you're welcome. Okay, how do you make money in the bear market? Simply, you can sell and make money in the bear market, but when it's going down, it goes much faster than it goes up. So I like selling the market. I like selling the Forex. I only trade Forex. Sometimes I took gold, but now I only trade Forex because gold has been ranging. But yeah, sometimes when the market goes down, it goes very fast than it goes up. So I prefer to wait for the support breakout than the resistance breakout. It's a tendency of the market. Okay, Kadar says, I used to overtrade, but my mentor told me to focus on 2 pairs, and now I'm feeling serenity and confidence. That's good. You can reduce your number of pairs in your watch list and only focus on these 2 pairs so that you don't overtrade. Yeah, never overtrade on this. Okay. Oh, I see TSM says, are you going to Tokyo soon? Will you only be on vacation for 2 weeks, or are you going back forever? No, this is only for the vacation. I will be going back for 2 weeks as a vacation, just to visit. But my base is in Dubai right now. So yeah, possibly if when I will be in Japan, 2 weeks after, I will do the live stream whenever I can. But if not, I will be recording some videos and upload possibly every day on my YouTube channel. So at least you can learn something new on my YouTube channel. Because this time right now in Japan is 11 p.m. And most likely I will be tired because I will be visiting many places, meeting lots of people in Japan. So by the time it's 11 p.m., I might be too tired. So the live stream schedule might be a bit earlier timing when I will be in Japan. But yeah, I will make an announcement on the YouTube whenever I do. So yeah, please click the bell notification on so that whenever you can join the live, you can when I will be in Japan. Okay, let's see. Okay, I see lots of other comments and questions now, but let me check some here. Phoenix says, what is your monthly % return? You can actually watch some videos in my YouTube where I talk about my trade performance last year, and this year I have been reporting every month and my returns. So in average, over the yearly basis, in average per month, my return is 10%. Sometimes I get break-even month, sometimes I have 2%, sometimes I have big percent return per month. Yeah. Chart says, hi Kei, what is the default values of Ichimoku indicator 926.52? But we only have 5 trading days. That's 926.52 are called the Kihon Suchi number, which is considered to be these important numbers, key numbers in Ichimoku. And they work as time cycles, they work as the market turns and continuation of the trend directions. So whether it's 5 or 7 trading days per week, it actually works because it's actually psychology of the market. It doesn't really connect to how many trading days we have per week. Yeah, but yeah, and also when you use the Ichimoku Kinko-hyo in multiple time frames, it works the best. Yeah, Powell, you're welcome. What is your favorite pair? My favorite pairs are on my watch list. In my trading view, which is here. So these are my favorite pairs on the right. I trade Euro USD down to Swiss franc JPY. I've tested it 100 times on each pair, and my strategy is proved to be working on these pairs, and that's why they are here. Okay. Turtle FX says, I think Ichimoku is the best indicator to filter out the range market. Thanks, Kei, on your insights. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, I think so too. I think Ichimoku is the best to capture which one's range, which one is trending. And it actually changed my definition of the range and the trend. Whenever you see the price action, range looks like this, range looks like this, and trend looks like this. Just because it's shape, just because the market goes flat or up, we may think that it's range or up. But in Ichimoku, it's not like that. Even if you see the market flat, sometimes I see it's bullish. Sometimes I see range. And because Ichimoku sees the power balance between the buyers and sellers, which is called equilibrium in the market. And the market tends to go towards the direction where the equilibrium collapses. Let's say the buyers and sellers are 50-50 balance, and buyers start to be 60 and sellers start to be 40, then most likely the market goes towards buyers' direction. When you see this 60 and 40 buyers and sellers ratio at the resistance level, most likely it breaks resistance and goes up. So what Ichimoku looks at is very, very different from other indicators. It's the equilibrium in the market in 3 different terms: in a short term, a mid term, and long term. So that's basically what I also look at in the markets, and it works really well. But yeah, coming back to the topic, main topic today, never make the same mistakes over and over again. So thanks for sharing your experience about your mistakes. But I'm sure your Your shared experiences are very important in the members who watches this live stream or the archive, because we all learn from our own mistakes. We can learn from our success stories. It's also learning, but I think the best lesson is from the mistakes that we make, because we make mistakes and we keep improving our mistakes, and that's how everything grows in this world. You know, we can't just keep going. I hope we can't just keep going by our motivation. Sometimes we have to look back, and we have to see your back and learn from your own mistakes in the past. Better to take time. Better take your time to look back your own mistakes and trying to find a way to improve your mistakes. And I don't say that the losses are the mistakes. I never say that. Losses are also good if it's a lesson for you. You lose your money and loss, and that's a fact. But losses are not the mistakes. The mistakes are when you don't follow your own rules. And that's why I say there are two kinds of losses and wins. Yeah, when you follow your rules, wins are good and losses are also good. But if you didn't follow your own rules with your own strategy, you happen to see charts, the market just goes up, you jump in, and the market goes up 20 pips or so, or 30 pips, and you exit, and you take 30 pips of profit. But it's not beautiful. It's not the beautiful way to make profits. And I say that's a bad win, because it's a gambling. It's just lucky shot. You can never reproduce the same trade again. And also, when you didn't follow your own rules and when you lose, it's not also a good trade. It's a bad loss. So there are good wins and good losses, and there are bad wins and bad losses. And always trade with the good wins and good losses, then you should be fine. Yeah, sometimes, you know, we want to be excited. We prefer to be excited on whatever you do. And when you jump in the markets, if the market just goes that direction, and it's exciting, right? It's exciting to see your profits, but you can't be addicted by this. You can't be addicted by this mindset. So yeah, let's see how it goes next week. We have this is the last week of June next week, but hopefully we see some nice trending markets. Otherwise, we simply keep staying away and come back whenever the markets become active again. So I guess I will be ending the live for now. So thank you everyone for joining on this live stream again. And I do see many other comments, but unfortunately I have to go and switch to the Ichimoku membership live in about 5 minutes. So for those who are Ichimoku members, I will see you soon. And for those who are joining public live, I will see you tomorrow at the weekly forecast. So until I see you next time, in any ways, I hope you have a great weekend and great rest every day. And please stay healthy and stay safe and stay gold. All right. Bye for now, everyone. Mata ne. Thanks so much.